Hello, good evening, and welcome one and all to another episode of the British Hive Mind. I now changed to a weekly format, so I'm actually feeling a bit rusty coming back on here because I didn't do a show last week because, well, I went over to a meeting. I went to Manchester, and what happened over that weekend has really pushed me forward and pushed me into doing this show. Lawless Britain. Because that's what we are facing now. We are facing lawless Britain. We are facing gangs and tribes of people running around our city centres, turning places into fucking hellholes that nobody wants to go to. We call them no-go zones, but it's not that. It's different to that in some areas now. It's actually turned into fucking war zones. It's hard to surmount it, but what you see in Piccadilly, you will see tribes, you will see gangs, you will see people running around with no damn for the law, with no care for the law, blatantly spitting in the face of the law. And so this episode's Lawless Britain, because I feel really rusty and crusty at it now. Need to get back on form. I've been missing y'all guys, and you've probably not been missing me, but it's all good. So let's tell the little story of it. It was last Thursday. I went over to Manchester to a meeting, to get together with people, like-minded people, and see what we could do. Address issues, talk about things, and put plans together. And just average general have a meeting. I don't know how far I can go with this and talk about it, but I'll say whatever I want. So the Manchester meeting. We went over. We spoke to people. We had a good chat. Speeches were made, and after that, we all stuck together. We all met up at the house, and we started to formulate more plans, talk about more things, and do what you normally do. It wasn't a party, but it was a good gathering of people, like-minded, happy people. It was nice. So, I spent the night over in Manchester, didn't get any sleep, so I was absolutely knackered for the next day. And, we started to put this plan together of what we were going to do on the Friday evening. And the Friday evening, we were actually going to go down into Canal Street, the gay village, because we've seen that the LGBTQ community have been either infiltrated by pedos or they were part of the pedo plan from the very freaking word go, trying to normalize pedophilia. You must have seen the LGBTQ fucking rallies where there's half-naked men jiggling about in front of children being fucking subjugated, so forced to watch gimps in gimp suits and like this indecent exposure in our capital city, and it's being thrust upon our children. Sexuality is being thrust upon our children. This whole lefty progressive bullshit ideology is being thrown down the throats of our children to make them, to sexualize them so pedophiles can prey upon them. And it's not just the Muslim ghetto grooming gangs, it's fucking higher echelon powerful pedos. It's pedos in TV, it's pedos here, pedos there, freaking pedos everywhere. And the LGBT community do need to be confronted about this. because they need to stand with us on our side and say, no, paedophilia and the targeting of children in a sexual fucking way is disgusting and will never, ever be accepted in our society. Gays, we can accept you. But lesbians, we can accept you. Transgenders, we can accept you. But non-binary fucking elf people that are living in a completely and utterly deluded fucking mindset, no, we will not accept you. You are mentally deranged. That simple. It is that simple. If you are mentally deranged and you think you think you're a unicorn on a Thursday, go away. Go off to your padded cell, take some medication until you get well again. That is how we must treat these people. I'm sorry, but that is it. And it's these people, these non-binary, gender fluid, freaking delusional people that are starting to pave the way for anything being acceptable. These virtue signaling anything acceptable people. Oh, well, if a dad wants to make love to his child, oh, that's as long as there's love involved. I'm sorry, but no. Tolerance and apathy are the sign of a dying civilization. I will not tolerate that. And the apathy is not going to set in. No, thank you. No way. We are not standing for it no more. And we can see that they're pushing for pedosexuals. They're trying to make homosexuality relate to child rape. No. So they went on a noble cause, on a noble crusade. You know, they made banners, they made the big placards, but we decided not to take them with us because we didn't want it to be, you know, too in your face. What we really wanted to do was just go to the LGBT community, go to Canal Street and question them. Ask them their opinion on things. Be nice with them. Not offensive. Just ask for their opinion. Ask for their for what they thought about things and ask, you know, them to put it on camera. Are they going to stand up for these people and try to defend these people? Or are they going to denounce them? Are they going to say, no, they're not part of our community. We don't want them part of our community and we condemn them. That's what they were looking to do. That's what we were looking to do. Sadly, I had to leave early because I had to catch my last train home. And by cracky, I was tired. I was knackered. I couldn't think straight. I wouldn't have been able to put together a decent sentence, let alone debate. So I feel almost a bit guilty for it as well, because, you know, we were all chilling around at the house, all just, you know, mellowed out, umming and ahhing whether to go. We didn't. It was do we not? And it was almost like, because I had to go, I had to catch the bus, I had to get back into town, I had to go home. It kind of pushed them into you know, coming with me, into coming into town, and you know, I still feel a bit guilty about it, because maybe they wouldn't have done it. Maybe they would have stayed at home if it wasn't for me. And maybe things would have been different. But we can't work on ifs and buts and maybes, and, you know, can't feel down about it, because what happened. So from what I understand is they did go to the Canal Street and approach the gay community, and I'm not sure what happened there. We've not really discussed it. I've not been in touch with them really much ever since. I thought, you know, leave it live and let them recover, let them get their heads together again, and maybe we'll meet up in a couple of weeks' time and we'll move forward from there. You know, I know some of them are still planning on doing things, and big things are coming into place, which I might go into, I'm not so sure about. But so on the way back, they'd done what they wanted to do, got a few beers in, ready for the way home, back to the house, back for a party. Well, not for a party, but back for, back for enjoyment, good times. And they went, I'm not sure if they were going, just cutting through Piccadilly bus station, or they were actually going to be catching a bus from there. Or maybe one of the teammates had to catch a bus from there, and then everyone else was going to get a different bus and go somewhere else and go back to the place that way. I don't know. But through the course of time, they walked through Piccadilly bus station. Now, I didn't know. I did, because I've been to Piccadilly bus station a few times. And yeah, it was very ethnic. Very, very ethnic. It was very fucking gang ethnic. It was very, but it wasn't at night. This was during the day. This was just during the normal shopping day. It actually rained, and those people gathered underneath that little archway, the little walk through where the coffee shop is. There were people gathered there. There was about 2 or 3 white people. The rest were ethnics. Yeah. And well, from what I hear, is that's where a lot of the gangs hang around, deal drugs, heroin, spice, the horrible drugs that are freaking. That's another one we're going to go into in another episode, drugs, because that's a big fucking can of worms that we need to open and air out and let people know about. Because, but yeah, these gangster drug dealers, wannabes, the decrepit dregs of society, trying to make a quick buck off other people's suffering, carrying knives, carrying guns, hanging around in gangs, fucking mugging people, raping women. These types of people all hanging around on Piccadilly Circus. And I'm not sure if you might have seen Aaron's post, because Aaron was the one who got it the worst. They punctured his liver or his kidney, they punctured a vital fucking organ, and he almost died. But he posted that the police contacted him and told him that they know Piccadilly Gardens and Piccadilly bus station at night is a no-go zone. It is a zone that has been lost to migrants. It's been lost to the wannabe gangsters. It's been lost to criminals. And the police can't even police it anymore. This is multiculturalism for you. This is the truth. This is what's actually happening. And oh my God, if a drunk girl walked through there at night, she'd need a SWAT team to protect her. This is what's happening. And this is not going to get better with our government in place. This is only going to get worse. We are only going to see more lawless Britain, where gangs, where violence, where threats and intimidation are the way of life. Not the police, not the rule of law, not common decency, but threats, violence, gangs. This is what we are fighting against. This is what we want to stop. This is our cause. This is the most righteous cause there is. And they might call us racists. They might call us Nazis and fascists. But they don't even know what a freaking racist is. They don't even know what a Nazi is. They don't even understand what fascism actually is. These retard fucking Antifa pricks don't know fuck all. They don't know any research. They don't know the only books they've ever read are by Karl Marx, are by Lenin and Stalin and the freaking communists and the far freaking left and this freaking ideology of everybody's equal. That sort of crap. And these are the people that are ignorant of the fact that Piccadilly Gardens and Piccadilly bus station is rife with crime, and they say, "Oh well, it's not their fault that they can't get a job in our society. It's our society that's doing bad for them." Whoa, I'm starting to lose it a bit now. No, they've come to this country. Their parents might have come to this country, and they have every opportunity in this country. They've been given more opportunities than the white working British class people. They get more opportunity than us. They get pushed to the front of the queue for housing. They get extra benefits. They get told about all the benefits that they can claim. They get pushed to the front of the queue for when it comes to jobs. If you're an ethnic minority fucking person, they have to give you an interview, no matter what. Research it, check it out, because that's a freaking fact. If you're LGBTQ freaking, if you're an ethnic minority, if you're brown or if you're yellow, you will get, or if you're disabled, you will get pushed to the front of the queue when it comes to getting a job, or you will get at least an interview. This is fucking discrimination against the white working class British people. And it's more and more obvious. So these people have had the benefits. They've had the opportunities. They've had the free education that our forefathers have paid for, that we pay for, that the taxpayer pays for. And it's not this generation of taxpayers that pays for it. It's the previous generation of taxpayers that's already paid for it. We're paying tax for. Oh, don't get me started on that, because we're paying tax to just throw it in the freaking bin, let it fucking flow down the drain. That's what we're paying tax for. But another subject. We could go on to that rabbit hole and tax for a long time. Now we'll talk about lawless Britain. Britain is lawless. You've seen the two-tier policing system. You've seen the police let them off, let them get away with things. When a mob surrounds them and the police have to try to stand there and explain themselves to the mob. We've seen that young girl in Accrington. That was, I couldn't watch it really. It's just another one of those. The policeman's fucking getting heavy-handed with a gobshite. Someone who's giving it all the big I am, surrounded by the mates, and the cops trying to enforce, I don't know, something. I don't know if he's even trying to enforce the law, or if he's trying to enforce legislations and statutes and acts and like that. I don't know. I don't particularly care, because this is what's being pushed towards our society, is lawlessness. If you don't respect the police and if you don't respect the law, you're not going to do it. You're not going to behave in the way that the law dictates. And if you see the politicians and the leaders clearly breaking the law, you're not going to respect the law. You know, we've seen this. The woman that was in charge of illegalizing and making cannabis illegal and stopping it from being legalized or decriminalized. Her husband was growing freaking acres of the stuff. One law for us, one law for them. Doesn't work like that. If you can see, this is a legal maxim. If you can see inconsistency in the law, how it's being enforced and how it's being judged and prosecuted, then it is no law at all. If there is inconsistency, and there's inconsistency everywhere, we are facing lawless Britain. I've seen Brian Gerrish on UK column before it broke away for the holidays. Literally saying, this is now lawless Britain. This is now lawless Britain. The police have lost control of many, many areas the police have lost control over. It's now the gangs that run these areas. It's now the gangs that run the prisons. It's now freaking lefty paedophile judges that run the Crown Prosecution Service. And freaking activist judges that are freaking proceeding over the cases. We've seen that in the kangaroo court with Tommy Robinson. We are seeing lawless Britain. We are seeing our society. We're seeing our civilization freaking crumble and collapse in front of our very eyes. And no one's doing anything about it. Nobody's doing anything. Everybody's too scared to rock the boat. The rock the boat that's got a big freaking hole in it and it's sinking bloody fast. And they think maybe rocking it a bit's going to make it sink even quicker. No. You have to rock the boat to say we need a new bloody boat. The boat is sinking very, very quickly. And all it's going to take is a crash that's inevitable, that's been designed and perpetrated all behind closed doors. And you'll see how tribal it gets very, very quickly. What can I say? I hate to be a nihilist on this. I hate to think that we're past the Rubicon, we're past the point of no return. But it's hard not to think that way. It truly is. Once you can see them, once you can see the goals, like once you know the game plan, once you know the rules, once you know what they want, you'll start to see the world for what it is. You'll get that 40,000 foot view we always talk about. And if you can look at it from 40,000 feet, you can see how the dots are connecting. You can see which path they are trying to guide us down. And you can see that the train's out of control and it's going rather quickly. And I hate to take a nihilistic view of it. I hate to take, but it's hard not to. It's hard not to think, fucking hell, unless we do something big, unless we do something drastic, nothing's going to change. And the change will only get worse. And the lawlessness, like I say, it's lawless Britain. Lawless Britain. There is no law in this land anymore. The common law's been thrown out the window. Well, yeah, it's been thrown out. It's still out. It's outside the window. It's out there. It's there. It's still there. But it's outside of the window. So everybody that's in the house doesn't know what it is. Don't know anything about it. Isn't taught about it. Doesn't learn about it. Doesn't know how to enforce or judge it. Or don't even know what it is half the time. But it's still there. It's outside. All we need to do is go out there, pick it up, and bring it back inside. Or build an entire new house upon it. Because common law is the law of the land. Too many people out there are having to live by the law of the sea and maritime law, living under acts and statutes, from a treasonous, tyrannous parliament. When in 1973, when the ECA came into effect, ever since then, any law that has been passed by a treasonous government. So it's non-existent. Doesn't matter. Doesn't work. Goodbye. That is a fact. It's not even a hard fact to prove. You've got FCO 301048 that says and shows that the freaking government knew full well what they were doing when they signed the ECA. They knew they would have to commit treason, and they knew they had to lie to us. If your government explicitly says we've got to lie to the people to make them do this, that's treason. And any law that's passed by a treasonous government is no law at all. So we are literally living in lawless Britain. I know for a fact I won't be able to make that stand in a court of law, in a corporate court, but put that in front of a common law court and I'd win. Definitely. I'd be able to stand there and do it myself. I wouldn't need a barrister or a lawyer or a solicitor to do it for me. I'd be able to explain it myself, and I'd be able to quote to quote law and quote maxim and throw it in their face that treason's treason, and all these people need to hang. You know, there's the International Common Law Court that is physically stated and has a warrant for the Queen. That physically stated and has a warrant for the Pope. The Q plan, hopefully, is going along these lines, and is going to get these two major players in the game. If we can take out these two major players in the game, yeah, we can start to win the battles. And yeah, so I've also made this. You know, this is I've done it. I've bitten off more than I can chew. I've bitten off way too much. I put on a post that I want to create a Facebook page that called Hang 'Em All. I wanted to make. I still want to, but it's aiming. Yeah, it's aiming a bit too high for me. I ain't gonna be able to do it by myself. Not a chance. I'm great at coming up with the ideas. I'm an idea factory, but getting them put in place, and acted upon isn't my strongest suit. Isn't what I'm good at. Hey, we all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses. So I still want to do it. I still want it to go forward. I still want something about this. What I want is an archive of it. Is something that's better than the British Fight page. Something that's better than the Awaken page. Because if you said to someone in the pub, some randomer in the pub, oh, British Fight has said that Jeremy Corbyn's a criminal and a paedophile. Prove it. Well, I've only got these breadcrumbs. I'll have to spend 4 days research. No, not 4 days. 4 hours or so researching these breadcrumbs to try to get up with some form of answer. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for a Great Awakening. You have to be able to say that, you know, Sadiq Khan has committed treason, sedition, and malfeasance in office. Fact. This is what he's done. La 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 la. Article, link. This is what he's done. Article, link. That's what I want. Information of the government's, civil servants, every establishment, all of them, police, hospitals, all of them. I want to show the criminality, and I want it to be backed up and provable fact with evidence, so you can tell it to anyone, and you've got the evidence there on your side. Boom, 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 boom. This is fact, not conjecture, not conspiracy theories. No, this is fact. Have it in your face. That's what we want. That's what I wanted to do. But Facebook won't fucking host that for long. It'll get taken down in weeks, maybe even days. And that's even if I just started it. So it's going to have to be on a different platform, a separate platform. And I believe I'm going to have to archive and hoard the information first. So I need whistleblowers. I need people on the inside that can send me information, data, stuff like that. Articles, secret documents, USB with data on it, videos, pictures, incriminating evidence, stuff like this we can use as the evidence for the case. You know, we're going to have to be our own investigators. We're going to have to be our own PIs. We're going to have to fucking do this somehow. Because the police ain't going to investigate. They're not. How many fucking cases do I have to explain to you where it's not been explained? They've done bugger all. The police are owned. The police are not police constables. They are policy enforcement agents and revenue collectors. That's what our police constabulary is. Fact. So we're going to have to investigate it ourselves. You know, I'd like to get the information from the people like Gordon Bowden. I'd like to get the information from people that are in on the inside, that are getting this information. Any information would be great, but it's got to be verified. It's got to be double checked and quantified, because the last thing I want to be doing is setting something up and getting done for slander or libel or fake news. I don't want to be fake news. I don't like fake news. I want fact. And if, you know, I'm pushing people to go out to tell people these facts and these figures and get the freaking arrests made and the people tried and hung for things, and yeah, it's going to have to be beyond reasonable doubt. Way beyond reasonable doubt. So, yeah. But I've bitten off more than I can chew. I do it. I do it all the time. I do. I'll come up with a great idea, but it's got so much positive feedback. Everybody's like, yeah, great stuff. Yeah, get me in on that. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I'm like, yeah, how am I going to do this? You see, I've got a little bits and bats of evidence and articles and stuff like that, but nothing concrete, nothing, you know. And yeah, how would I structure it? How would I structure it? Because I can't exactly put names and faces to it at this stage, because it would just get wiped out like that. And I don't want breadcrumbs. So I'm thinking it's going to have to be an info dump. And it might have to be held on its own server or something like that. I don't know. It's a tricky one, because Facebook ain't going to host it for very long. And if it does, no. No. It's not going to. It's not going to have that incriminating evidence hosted upon Facebook. It'd be lovely. Or maybe it would have to be on Facebook as a prelude. As a sort of, you know, just a directory or a directory page to point you in the right direction to the right website, sort of thing. So it can permeate and percolate still out through Facebook, because it is the biggest platform that we need to get rid of, but we're going to have to deal with for the moment. So, yeah, bitten off more than I can chew, but I still want to think it through. I want some more of, like I do, I'll come up with an idea, and I want people to criticize it. I want people to not just freaking pick it apart and start going, yeah, but constructively criticize it. Start thinking about it and start saying, well, if you do that, then this. Or if you do that, then you're going to have to protect yourself from this, that, and the other. Someone else has tried to do this, and they got that and that and that. That's what I'm looking for. I want positive feedback. I want reactions from people, because that's the only way we make the ideas stick and make them better, is by trial and error, by other people's opinions. I might even have to say, bagger off, your opinion's wrong, you stupid stupider. But hey, you might say I'm completely and utterly wrong and I'm doing something completely daft. Good. If you can back it up with fact, proof, and evidence, then yeah, I might even accept it. So I'm just reading a comment here. Found out in London. Oh, we're talking about. Oh, is this about MERS that you get from drinking camel piss? or is it another disease we've imported from the third world company? Well, all countries are companies now from the third world countries. Could TB be on the rise in London? No, TB was eradicated in the UK decades ago. What happens when you import the third world? You get third world diseases. Yeah, found out there is an airborne bacteria only found in London on the loose, attacks the lungs. There's no cure. And it could be the start of mass killings. So could this be another Ebola? Could this be another swine flu? Chicken flu? Another created bacterium, virus that's, well, I think we've talked about it on the show previously, but Bill Gates said that 2018 was the year of the flu epidemic. There's going to be an epidemic of flu in 2000. He said this years ago. I wonder what he's planning. You know, we all know the Georgia Guidestones. We all know 21, 2030, 2050. We all know these things. We don't know how to combat them. We don't know how, apart from having a full-blown revolution and chopping people's freaking heads off, we don't know how to deal with them. You know, going out and voting in a ballot box. I don't think we've got time for it. I have the ballot boxes owned and the establishment owns everything. We're a bit screwed on that side. And who knows which party's which and what party to vote for. Yeah, we've got the Lib Lab Con, throw them out the window. But UKIP are their controlled opposition. They certainly seem to be in some states, in some cases. You know, the NEC, corrupt as fuck. How the fuck can they let a shill called Henry Bolton take the leadership role? That election was so obviously rigged. No one had even heard of freaking Henry Bolton. Oh, yeah. Anyways. So what we're going to do, vote for... And I see many people voting for UKIP. I only suggest you do some more research. But, you know, then we've got, for Britain, and Anne-Marie Waters. You know, she's an ex-Labour, a bit of a lefty. You know, she's a lesbian. Is she going to be preaching for LGBTQ rights and that sort of... Who knows? I don't think so, but more research needs to be done. But what is the point of having government and politics and this if there's no rule of law? If we're living in lawless Britain, governance is null and void. If you put acts and statutes into place that nobody fucking nobody respects, what's the point in doing it? What's the point in having them? They're just parasites sucking off our freaking tax money, getting their expenses, getting their houses paid for in London, getting their houses paid for that they rent out whilst they stay in a freaking in a hotel on the taxpayer dime. Yes, because this is true. This is 100% fact. Some MPs are staying in hotels paid for by the taxpayer whilst they rent out their London home or London apartment or London abode, and the taxpayer pays for that as well. You know, we were all too quick to forget about the Panama Papers. The Panama Papers that proved the huge corruption within our own government, huge tax avoidance, huge corporations and government working hand in hand to not pay taxes and fudge us all over. Huge. That's swept under the rug and nobody talks about it anymore. It's, yeah, one rule for them, different rule for us. How many people do you think have been done for burglary over the past 10 years? Or not? Or how many self-employed businessmen, worksmen, tradesmen have been screwed over for not paying the taxes or not paying the taxes properly. Some probably even been sent down for it. And yet our leaders, our MPs, our high-ranking civil servants, our higher echelon business banker bastards are not paying taxes and getting away with it. Completely and utterly getting away with it. Lawless Britain. The problem is, if too many people start to figure out that lawless Britain is lawless Britain, they will hit the fan big time. And our police the police can't freaking cope. Freaking wearing nail varnish and fucking strutting about with a freaking rainbow flag is our police. Fucking wearing high heels. That's what our police are being trained to do. Our police are being trained to be extra sensitive to ethnic minorities and ethnic minority rights and shit like that. Yeah. But like I said, it's getting more and more obvious that lawless Britain is lawless Britain. The rule of law won't no more. And this is a conservative government. The Conservatives that used to mean strong rule of law, strong police presence on the streets, law and order, finance being in the correct freaking sort of way. All of these sort of right wing, they're not right wing, the centre. These sort of basics in politics that we need. They're just throwing them out the window. Completely and utterly just throwing them out the window. Oh, we don't need no police anymore. Everybody's happy and nice. So, I don't think I've got much more to say. I've got tons and tons and stuff more to say, but I'm going to call it. Yeah. It really, over the weekend, it hit hard. It hit hard that 3 people were stabbed in the centre of Manchester. And hardly anyone's even back in that. Well, our side, our people, our patriots we've all shown our love and respect for these guys. And the fact that they were out doing the right thing. But to be out there doing the right thing and end up getting stabbed for it, it might not be for it. It might have just been we know what it was. We know what it was. 4 white guys walk through a group of black guys. What do you think's going to happen with the black guys who've got knives? Yeah. So it really struck home how change needs to be made. And we're all here on the side striving for this change. And even the left, freaking retard lefties need to freaking wake up to it. So let's end on a lighter note. This page, the page that I want, the page that's going to be naming and shaming and providing proof, facts and evidence of tyranny, corruption, crimes, paedophilia, all this. What I'd love to do is I'd love to get one of the whips. Because we know that a whip's job is to dig dirt. Dig dirt or put them in precarious positions and get dirt on people to control them. So if we get a whip and we hold his little toes over a fire, all of their dirt becomes ours. Well, we get all the information from them. Only saying, only just suggesting, We need to whip the politicians ourselves now. We need to whip the chief of police. We need to freaking get these people and hold them to account. or else all faith and all hope is lost. Oh, back onto a downer again. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll be back next Thursday. There might be other things that I'm in the midst of doing and stuff, but hopefully I'll be back next Thursday. Give you some more information. Yeah, more analysis of the world as we see it today. What we can do. And yeah, maybe I've got the page up and running by then. So take it easy, one and all. Have a good night. Farewell.